Hello, viewers. This is PR and Marketing Ethics Subgroup 9, and today on our discussion, we will be delving into a topic about the whistle blowing. This is a topic that shed light on how people are able to speak up and then do what is right. Is it necessary for someone to blow the whistle, and at what point should the person blow the whistle? And are whistleblowers entirely safe? This is what in the next 30 minutes we will be discussing here today. I will be your moderator. My name is Barbara Amponsa, and I'm here with my learned colleagues.
Enchi Salome.
Elmida Kenyon.
Eyonka. Anita Anafo.
Julius Komala Amabe.
From Paul Lawrence Sakura.
Pamela Apia.
Deborah Miramudo Chai.
Enchi Salome.
So before we go into the discussion, we would like to understand what whistleblowing is. Mr. Lawrence, could you please help us with what whistleblowing really is?
All right, thank you. A very good afternoon to you, Barbara, and your cherished viewers. So, whistleblowing. When you talk of whistleblowing, we are talking about a situation or an act that exposes wrongdoing within an organization or a firm, typically by employees or former employees. Some of the wrongdoings include corruption, fraud, unethical behavior within an organization, and whistleblowers are often faced with risks such as losing their job, retaliation, and then harassment as well. So basically, there's my little knowledge on whistleblowing.
Okay. Madam Enyiram, can you please add up?
Okay, so I'll continue from where my colleagues stopped. So I would like to talk about the importance of whistleblowing. Other people will say it's not important, there's no need for it, but to me, I feel it's very, very important because whistleblowing exposes wrongdoers in the organization. I mean, if someone is doing something bad and nobody wants to talk about it because everyone feels like they are minding their business in the organization, the whistleblower actually exposes that person. And then it promotes accountability also. So accountability in a way that if let's say a program is coming up, let me use my organization for instance. We are about to celebrate our 25th anniversary, and then maybe the leaders say that they should draw a budget for everything we need. And the person in charge of that tries to inflate the prices. Maybe if he is going to buy 100 packs of bottled water, he will intentionally say he's going to buy 200 packs of bottled water in order to take that part of the money into his pocket. And when instances like this happen, the whistleblower tries to tell the leaders about what that person is trying to do, which is very, very good. I think it's good because why would you want to steal money or embezzle money from an organization? So that is my view on the importance of whistleblowing.
If I really understand you, madam, the whistleblower is like someone in the organization who exposes wrongdoing.
Yes, exposes everything.
Bring to light all the things that are dark and undercover. Yes, okay. So I think Salome wants to add
a practical example to what Aaron said. Let's say, imagine working in an organization and then your boss is involved in these illegal activities like embezzlement or fraud. And whistleblowing then becomes you exposing and then reporting your boss to the media or, appropriate authorities. Yeah.
Okay.
That is what I would like to say about it.
Oh, okay. Ms. Ayben, can you please add up?
Yes, I think.
To the level of the lay person, so that they can also benefit from this important discussion.
Oh, okay. So looking at it from that point, I think anyone in an organization who goes outside the normal route. So if I'm in an organization where I see there's something wrong somewhere, there's a procedure I have to follow. Maybe meet this person before I go to the boss. But I wouldn't do that. I would rather maybe pass behind all these steps, then go to the boss straight to disclose that information. And at that point, I become the whistleblower. I hope I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to add up to what Eben said, we all have cultures in our organizations. We have rules and regulations that we follow. So don't we think that whistleblowing actually promotes the culture of an organization? Assuming the culture of an organization is truthfulness,
Sure.
and then accountability,
Integrity.
transparency, and if people are doing things undercover, if the whistleblower is supposed to shed light on the wrongdoings and everything, don't you think that it promotes the culture of the organization?
Yes,
It makes
exactly.
sure that
Exactly.
everything
does.
is on point in
It
the
does.
And
organization.
that's why I would add that it actually upholds the ethical standard of the organization. Because once you go in to do this, it promotes the accountability on all those
Okay.
ethical standards that we talk about in the organization. Yeah, so sure.
Okay, so I think now we all understand what whistleblowing is or who a whistleblower is. I want you to share your opinion on this question, my beautiful panelists here. Whistleblowing often involves exposing wrongdoing in an organization. How can we balance the need for transparency with potential damage in the reputation of an organization?
Okay.
Or you didn't get my question?
It's quite
Because
Yeah.
it's quite clear. Yeah, I mean, see, at my best opinion, whosoever is doing the whistleblowing must also take into consideration the reputation of the company, your integrity as well. Then at large, what will it profit yourself and then your company? Don't forget that in general, when it comes to whistleblowing, it's an enterprise that people do indulge in. When you, for instance, in this country we live in this part of the world, there are so many things that goes on daily basis. When you go to the NIB, like it's the National Investigation Bureau, people do give information that are not really true for false information, just for the purposes of the money. You understand? So when it comes to whistleblowing in general, and you are part of the organization, depending on where you are standing, that is the first thing we have to look at. When it comes to the civil servant organizations in Ghana, everybody knows that nothing works there. But when it comes to companies like where I work, or when it comes to very highly regulated organizations like the banking, like the mining or the oil and gas, these highly regulated organizations, how do you do that not to scare away investors? How do you do that to keep the reputation of the company? In the banking sector like this, if you don't know, there's some information that you have so vital, so intrinsic. When you send it out, it scares out customers.
Yeah.
Money doesn't come in, and eventually the bank goes down. When it goes down, you also goes down. So how do you look at this balance? And you see, one challenge that we do face in this part of the world is that when it comes to corruption, when it comes to financial malfeasance, when it comes to unethical behavior, it doesn't circle around one officer. It goes through sometimes to senior management. And if you are not lucky, you are reporting to the same person who is part of the gari, who is part of the meal.
It's not going anywhere.
So in this case, in what channel can we do the whistleblowing? Because if you, let's say, you want to report a wrongdoing and you are going to the media, it will damage the reputation of the organization. And in this case, the person, yes. So in this case, the person you are going to report to is part of the wrongdoing. So in you going out of the company to report it, it will destroy the reputation of the organization. And now you need to report to the right channel in order to keep the reputation of the organization. And now you are going to your manager, and he is part of that wrongdoing.
Yeah.
So in this case, how are you going to
So,
have
yeah. So you see, what I know is that some of the highly regulated companies, they have an external auditors where they share their contacts. What is the corporate contacts? If you have any concern concerning malfeasance or anything, you blow it through that channel. That doesn't pass through your manager, your senior manager or director or anything. So they will just be there and they'll be investigated. With that one, you are safe. Your identity will be kept. If only the external auditors are also upright. You understand?
I think the external auditors that I know, like the price water companies,
yes,
the
KPMG.
you can't. There's no way you can compromise them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so
Okay,
to add up to what Julius said, I think training and then education about whistleblowing is very important.
Yeah.
So
Because
what you are saying right now will be strategies to mitigate
yes,
the consequences.
so yes, so
Okay.
strategies to ensure that the whistleblowing goes on well and then doesn't damage the reputation of the organization.
Okay.
So if you are in an organization and then you don't know the advantages of whistleblowing, you can't just stand up and then say that, okay, so this person is doing this bad thing, I want to go and report the person. You should know the advantages. If I should report the person, what would they do to the person? Or what would happen to the organization if I report the person to the media or the organization authorities? So I think the organization must put some training and education in place to ensure that everyone in the organization has a fair idea of what whistleblowing is, the procedures you are supposed to go through if you want to do whistleblowing or if you want to report someone. Yeah.
Okay. I think at this point the discussion is really getting interesting, and it's really educating myself. I'm really educating myself on whistleblowing. So my next question: at what point do you believe that whistleblowing becomes very necessary in an organization?
So you see, if I will come in there, I don't think there's any time for whistleblowing.
Okay.
Which is debatable though. I don't think there should be any because look,
Mr. Edmund, I know you have something to say. I know you want to banter. You let him finish.
there's a saying
Let
that
him make his
a
point.
little drop of water make a mighty ocean, isn't it? And you see, what for instance, let's look at the 2018-2019 banking sector cleanup. Okay. Most of the investigations has proven that it is not the officers or let's say the junior ranking who misappropriate funds or who indulge themselves in unethical ways to bring down the banks. Rather, it was the senior managers who were not following due process, who were borrowing money to their girlfriends, borrowing money to their side chicks, picking them every now and then, spending money lavishly. You understand?
To cut in, I think recently the Maslock CEO that they jailed. I think I read about it, and there was this transaction of giving loans to some people that she wasn't supposed to. She wasn't actually supposed to give the loans to.
When you go to Maslock, Maslock actually is a nest of corruption. It is a fact. Wow. Yes, it is a fact, I'm telling you. Because the fact is that how can any government in its right senses can only give out loan only in political seasons? It doesn't make sense.
Yes.
This has transcended through all the successive governments, not NPP alone, not NDC alone, not. I mean, Maslock started in 2007 by Kufuor. When Atamos came in, the first loan that was given out was around 2012. After that, they've gone off. The wait, they will not even go and ask customers to pay their loan until the 2016.
Election
year, not even election time, election year. Especially between the last quarter, right? Between the third and then the fourth quarter. That's when you see them pushing the credit officers, go and give the money out. give it to them.
They are buying.
Then people will start forming ghost groups who doesn't exist. They'll go for their children and their sisters and their brothers' pictures, put it on a form, come sign it, take the check,
So
and so look, so if this can be happening even at the officer level, then what is happening at the top? So particularly jailing this woman, and the wrath at Maslow should flow from the top to the down. And I'm telling you, every officer will go to jail. So far, I'm telling you.
Well, so
I think she's not going alone.
She's going one senior officer. Then what of the regional? Because look, there are loans that people have given out for the past 5, 6, 10 years. They cannot even show you where the group is. They cannot which market they trade in. But somebody withdraw the money from the bank.
So assuming there's a whistleblower in the organization, the person would be able to expose all these wrongdoings and then everything would be in perfect position.
But I see the challenge there, especially with Maslog, is that because it's a political organization, and it's under the office of the president. It is not an autonomous body where, like, for instance, government shareholding company like Ghana Commercial Bank, where you go and do profit and come and make account to the government and pay your, or ADP or even Consolidated Bank. No, this one is directly under the office of the presidency. Money allocated to the presidency, they take part, give you to the Maslow, go and share.
You're right. But me, if you ask me of when is it right for me to blow the whistle, I think I have some things I will define before I first go ahead to do it. The first thing will be me figuring out the misconduct in the organization, what the problem is. Do I even have the facts? Do I have the evidence to back what I'm going to say? Do I have someone trusted to talk to? You know, you see a journalist or someone, you think, oh, let me talk to this person. And the person rather expose you at the end of the day. And it's very dangerous. And the last thing is, am I even ready to take that step? Because it's like you putting your life on the line. So defining all these things will be a criteria me I'll consider before I blow them. So no matter the information I have.
So it means that you are saying that there are some points that will deter you from blowing the whistle.
Exactly. Once I know this happening, but I don't have a lot of evidence to back what I'm going to do, at the end of the day I'll be in trouble.
But I don't
remember you have the so meaning before you blow the whistle, you should have your evidence.
After
blowing the whistle, you won't be in trouble.
Exactly.
Even if you have evidence,
you'll be in trouble. You know that you have evidence.
But even where I am much concerned about is that, you see, who to protect you, your identity. That is what you're thinking about. Not the information. Because some of the information you can give out so light. However, when they go into it, they can get more evidence to support it. So you understand?
Exactly.
So top of risk, we are talking about risk, the risk involving whistleblowing. How can we then ensure the safety of this whistleblowers?
So look, getting the right person to talk to here.
Look, you see, the Whistleblowers Act 2006, right? There are provisions there that protect the whistleblower. There are provisions there, but I see we live in one part of this world where you can't trust everybody.
The system is not even trusted.
The system is so I don't know. Corrupt to the level that you are not even too sure the information you are going to give out, your identity will be protected and all that.
What if the person is in that act, like the person
that is a question.
You should investigate and know that.
That is a question. You understand? That is a question. Because people have even cases in court where we have our final data, where you think that when you get there you are safe. Cases in court, the police can truncate it, can frustrate you to leave it and all these things. You understand? So to me, there's no right time for reporting corruption or blowing the whistle. Yes, but rather you must look at who you are going to do that to. One, how will the identity be protected?
Yes, that's important.
That is the key thing.
The most important.
You can blow that and you will lose your job.
You're right.
I have two wives.
Yeah, doing this is like putting your
How will I
life
survive if I lose my job?
Yes.
You understand? How will I survive if I lose my job? You understand? And the
Exactly.
fear, you see the intimidation.
You can be arrested.
You can even be arrested for giving false information. And the police can tell you that what the information I'm giving is not valid.
Not going about false
And
information. I read
please,
something.
yes.
There was a girl, Chelsea Manning. She gave the right information about some military men doing some human rights abuses and the rest during the Iraq and Afghanistan, whatever.
Afghanistan.
Her evidence was right. Do you know that after exposing them, they arrested her for just 5 years? Before the authorities get into the issue and they reduce it to 7 years. So it doesn't matter whether you are bringing out the right information.
Yes.
Depend on the people who are involved.
Who
If they bring
protect
out money, then they will release.
I think Deborah is making a strong point.
That's what we talk about.
Yes.
System in this part of the world.
So you see,
This doesn't feel balanced.
like KPMG like this, what I know is that all the companies that you oversee, when you are blowing the case, when you are giving them a formal email or any source of information, they protect your identity. Sometimes the email you give is anonymous, but they look at the substance of what you are talking about. Then they'll go after it. Then you are secured. Because you see, where we live, this part of the world we live, the identity protection, that's what we have to look for.
So
That's the only thing that guarantees.
okay, so now it depends on to whom you are going to report.
You report the case, if it's not involved.
Hello. It seems to me like systems in the part of the world we find ourselves, it's not working.
They are porous.
Yes, and it's not safe for whistleblowers in our part of the world. In some countries, like the European countries, and it may be working. There may be like some laws and other things that are protecting them. And people can blow the whistle without even their organization knowing that
They are
they are the ones. And now their jobs are secured, their lives are saved, their families are saved, and all of that.
So that brings this point, anonymity report.
Yes.
Don't you think that if we all are scared of our lives, we are scared of who to talk to, the person might disclose our identity. If you want to blow the whistle, you can do that anonymously. Let's say in my organization there are some wrongdoings going on, and then I want to blow the whistle. I can just write whatever is going on. If it is a mail, or even a mail is not advisable. A letter. If it is a letter, I can just write a letter to the manager without disclosing my name, adding all the evidence, if it is pictures or everything, adding everything, and then just maybe dropping it.
I think
or something.
Yeah, I think Enyiram Kakaku is making a very point.
And then that is way better, because we are all scared to lose our lives and our lives. There can be instances that the thing is going on, and then the person you are reporting to is the head, the top lead of the wrongdoing in the organization.
Yes.
So it can, you writing that and then dropping it somewhere for the manager to see.
And look at it.
And then look at it and then work on it. It's a very good idea.
I'm really enjoying this discussion.
So someone might ask, what if the manager does not read or does not work on what you reported? Fine. If he doesn't work on it, it's cool. But for that one, your identity is protected. Very, very safe.
Yeah.
Even if the manager is the top lead. I mean, he doesn't know who brought it.
Exactly.
So he can just choose to ignore it and then won't do anything to it. But if the manager should know that, okay, Deborah brought it, he can call Deborah, or he can just sack you for no reason, and then you wouldn't even know.
It will not even end at sacking you. Your life is at risk.
That's what everyone is saying. In countries like Australia, Canada, United States, some of those countries, they have people in the organization who have nothing to do with the workers, and their job is to protect the whistleblower. So in case there is anything, you just go there. Nobody will know that this is what you came to do, anything. Then you just take it up from there.
So you can still be part of the people that will be questioning everything. They will not know that you are
You
the
are
one.
the one. And
So I think in Ghana here,
in Ghana here, even our managers and then our directors at the top lead,
They are not trusted.
the wrongdoers.
I think I was thinking of something, and this right to information deal.
Yeah.
Is it a remedy to this whistleblowing? I'm just thinking of
The right to information.
information deal.
So, see, to the best of my knowledge, the right to information bill is just to make access to whatever is happening behind the public.
Okay.
You are using public funds in your office. So, after you purchase this water, you are making that receipt available to the public to know that
Okay.
You
this is
bought
how much
it
I
at
bought
this,
it.
yeah.
This is how much the program costs. This is how much you spent.
Okay.
That is fine. You understand? Because we know how people can inflate when it comes to procurement.
Yes.
How people does that? You understand? It is their way of making money for themselves. We know how these things happen. Yeah. So the right information bill is good, but are we implementing it? That is the first thing. Are we implementing it? You understand? I know part of that law says that every MMD is needed to have an information center.
Sure.
A very regulated, highly regulated records management system. But what happens in this part of our country? Do we even manage records in the very first place for somebody to go and refer to those records?
Supervision is even a problem.
No.
Monitoring
is another. See, look, let me tell you, when you manage the records well, when they are there for somebody to come and refer to, that is the only way that malfeasance, enough evidence can be referred to.
To the best of my knowledge, I stand to be corrected, but I know the country has archives. We have public records and archives administration, which I have.
Yes, I agree with you. That is the name, Public Records and Archives Administration Department.
Is it working?
Is it working?
It's working.
Look,
It's working.
look.
Would you get information?
So let me ask you a question. So you know what is there?
I worked there before.
You've been there before. Public Records there, we are friends. If you go there,
solid.
If you go, all the information there now are 1900. They are not.
That's because the organizations now do not bring the records. So we should talk about. So yes,
the Public Records Act 1996, right? Thereabout enforces this. Look, when you come to where I work, there's a record management policy that says that even if you are the director, if you are done with this file, if you close this file, within some few months, transfer it to the archives.
Okay.
If you don't transfer a KDMG or any other assurance department comes to see it, you are in trouble. Not a whole director, you are in trouble. If at the banking hall level, if you are done with this receipt or this clearing check, there's a time duration for you to keep it. If you are done, send it to them. But national archives, it's not like that too. It's not like that. So the politician, look, to conclude then, Trump is facing, one of the charges Trump is facing in court, it was the National Archives, American National Archives, that took him to court for keeping a classified record more than the duration he's supposed to keep them. And he even sent it home. And he's in court for that. You understand? But in this part of our country, haven't we heard some time ago that Osafo sent some private, ask whether it is true or it's a lie. Nobody, because of the way we treat our politics in this country. So that pride is there, but are they working? So this right information bill is a very good tool, but it will never be put to work because of the system. People occupying very higher positions. Thank you.
Okay, let's end it on the proud note for now. Okay, viewers, let's quickly cross over to the white room where my colleague Keziah Okanse is to also give us a submission about the whistleblowing.
So, from my point of view, I think whistleblowing is saying or bringing out details that ideally are meant to be kept secret. For instance, let's say you are in an organization where something is going wrong. There are a group of people who are doing something and they don't want anyone to know about it, but you've had the opportunity to come to know about it and they are imploring you to not tell anyone. But then you know what they are doing could have an effect on either the organization or the people in the organization or the publics. That one, you going out to tell either management or if it has security implications, you going out to tell the security services that is termed whistleblowing, and I don't think it's a bad thing. It is. So an organization is made up of bodies or branches. Now, if there's definitely something going on that is right, that will benefit the organization, if you go out to tell it, it is not whistleblowing, because it will be to the benefit of the organization and to understand the public. But then, if it is something that will have dire consequences on the organization and the publics, that is when you have to say it. And for me, I think it's very necessary. There shouldn't be a time limit as to when you should decide to blow someone's cover or blow a vessel. The moment you find out something that you think needs to be known by management, immediately you need to go and tell it. As to safety, I would say it's a 50-50 something. Sometimes they are safe, sometimes they are not. For some organizations, if you blow a whistle or if you come out to say important information that will benefit the organization where people will be implicated, the organization can decide to protect you. So first of all, they can protect your identity. If they will decide to sanction someone, they won't come out to say, this person came to tell us that. No. So they will hide your identity. That's a way of protecting you. But in some cases, it's so obvious that everyone will know you are the one that blew the whistle. In that case, what is the safety measures that are outlined for you? Now, the 50 part of it is when there is no safety mechanism. So you're going to blow your whistle, all right, but now you are left on your own to go to your house. Whatever happens to you is not the business of the organization. That's when it becomes very serious and it needs to be looked at. If you ask me, I would say there should be measures in place, like the way the security services have something called the Witness Protection Program. They could do that for whistleblowers. So if you come out to give information, useful information that is meant to go against an organization on it or its publics, and then it is investigated and they realize that yes, what you said is true and your life could be at risk, they should have measures to protect you. It could be moving you to a place that is safe so that your life could be protected. It could be moving your family or giving them a form of security protection so that their lives too could be safe. Because sometimes if they want to, the people you blow their cover, if they want to come against you, they may not come against you directly. They may take it to your family. So they need to bring out mechanisms that will protect you and the people around you.
So now that we know about whistleblowing, who a whistleblower is, and all the protections that surround it and the risk involved, do we think a whistleblower is entirely safe?
No.
Why no?
No. Okay. I said no, but then I want to come back again.
Okay.
Yes. A whistleblower is entirely safe because some organizations or firms frowns upon those wrongdoing, being it the corruption, being it the fraud, involving yourself in unethical or misconduct in organizations. Some companies frowns upon that. And so when you blow an alarm on the wrongdoing in that particular company, they even go to the extent of rewarding you or motivating you, being it intrinsically or extrinsically the motivation. They do that for you. So I think they are safe.
Okay. But wait, how does it, like, giving me what I want, motivating me, or that protects my life as someone that has gone backstage to expose a wrongdoing?
So I think the company will put in some mechanisms in a way to protect you from maybe reporting the wrongdoing and then the person can come in for your life. The company can do that.
Yes, because if the company is able to reward you,
yes,
why can't they protect you?
They have to.
If they are able to reward you for whistleblowing, they can surely protect you because they know that whistleblowing comes with a lot of consequences.
Sure.
Like it's putting your life in danger as a whole. And then
you are putting your life on the line for the company. Yeah.
And so what if the whole company is involved
in that?
In the wrongdoing?
Yes.
Okay, and
No, you see, there's no way the whole company can
company
be
can
involved.
be-
However, the entire branch, where you live or where the department,
You are
from you as an officer to the head of the department can be involved. Well, one thing that is very common these days is that look at the procurement department. It was bought by Amos
Sure.
in 2009. Purposely for officers to even go out and negotiate on behalf of the what's the name, where you work, to reduce costs. Look, they were trying to take out the middlemen. That was the Goro Boys. That was the idea of bringing in the procurement department. However, the procurement department has now become the headquarters for corruption.
corruption.
They don't go out. What do? Oh, you are my friend or my brother. We want to procure maybe 6 mobile phones for the company. I know you have a shop at Circle. Bring the bill instead of 2 cities, make it 5 cities.
Okay.
So that entire block, that entire department is into corruption. If you are found in that department, how safe are you?
Well, okay, so you can be safe because there are rules and then regulations govern whistleblowing. I mean, whistleblowing is not just something minor or something that is regular. It's something that protects, I mean, the organization from a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And then, as I read, the Act says, the Whistleblower Act of Ghana, Act 720, establishes a legal framework to protect individuals who disclose information about unlawful conduct, corruptions, or wrongdoing within both the public and private sectors. And then some key provisions of the Act are protected disclosures. So the Act protects.
So it has some legal back.
Yes, legal back.
In Ghana,
No,
those people are not
the disclosures.
I'm reading
in
from.
Ghana, especially let's say bongo ideas or whatever.
Wait, so
they normally bring out issues like that.
Let's allow
Not
it.
mostly, not necessarily that he's in companies there.
Okay.
But you know that when he brings out things like that, people are after his life.
Okay, so fine.
The act is there, but they are not using the act.
Yes, they are not using the Act because I said earlier that they are supposed to provide training and then education for whistleblowers. If I'm a whistleblower in an organization and then the organization has taught me that, okay, so this Act is there, Whistleblower Act 720, it is there. When someone tries to threaten you or something, you can refer to the Act and then, I mean,
You just refer
to the Act and then report the person to their lawyers or whatever. The Act is there to protect you. It's not that it's something
As
that
I was saying,
yes.
As I was saying
People are
earlier,
not using it because
as I was saying
one,
earlier, that someone reported military men abusing people. I think they went to court and involved legal people.
Fine.
Why is it that they didn't back the
but
lady?
okay,
That's why the fact that
the lady.
provided correct evidence, they still jail her. So it's not about
Okay,
this
no.
one.
If the lady were to be having knowledge about
She
the
was
Act,
having-
as Deborah was saying that military men they abused the lady and then the lady reported. Well, I feel like the lady didn't know
They
about
did not abuse the lady, they were abusing
people. Okay.
And the lady was the one who provided the evidence, but still she was jailed.
She was jailed. Okay.
That's why the fact that she was saying the right
So-
thing, she have the evidence.
So I think the lady was jailed because one, she has no knowledge about this Act, or even if she has knowledge about.
Did that happen in Ghana?
She-
No.
No. So if it were to be in Ghana, assuming I'm that lady, and then this Act does not apply in Ghana only, other
Jurisdictions
countries
they also
have their Act.
Okay,
That's
what about the case where Bongo Ideas was attacked, allegedly?
Yes.
What did the Ghana police or security people came to do about it? Nothing.
Bongo
Came out with
Ideas.
something that went on.
Bongo Ideas was in
Deborah,
under any
Deborah,
organization.
Please allow
You
Eden
know
to
that
speak.
in as much as you have the facts, what you are saying is true. Legally, there are some things that even if it's true, you don't have to just go and say it.
Anyhow.
There's a
That is why
warning
we are
if you
saying that
say
they
it.
are not safe.
So you see,
And it depends on your approach.
Wait.
They are not entirely safe, in my opinion.
Okay.
But your approach will either be that way.
With Bongo Ideas issue, one
that one is out of
under
the discussion.
any organization
He's not
that
a
was
whistleblower
protected.
at all.
He is not even a whistleblower. Assuming in my organization, I come out with some wrongdoings and then they find out. If people are after my life, my manager, if only he's not part of those doing the wrong things, my manager will even lead my hands, take me to the court, look for a lawyer for me or the organization's lawyer,
They'll be structured
and they'll
definitely to
protect
protect
me
you.
with this act. So
Exactly.
to me, I feel that whistleblowers are perfectly protected. Just that they don't have the knowledge, or they don't have the knowledge about the act, or even
They're
if they have
ignorant
the
about
knowledge,
that.
they don't know how to go about it.
Yes.
Okay.
It's-
Okay.
I want
So
to add
maybe
something.
you, the whistleblower, as an individual, can be saved. What about your family?
Fine.
So if your identity,
If I'm
if your identity is safe,
Yes,
your entire
I'm
family,
hitting on
you understand your family.
Yes,
Because
you
it
should be
is
hitting
it's
on
a,
The law can protect you, but your family.
no.
No.
So be anonymous, right?
Yeah, anonymous. So if you are not known, your entire family is not known. Nobody
Yes,
knows.
Nobody
I don't
knows
see.
Yeah, so
Fine,
normally,
and
see,
Uh-huh.
normally what happens is that normally people who give the whistleblowers, when you watch most of these foreign movies, they treat them also as the normal staffs when the investigation
You
is
don't
going
even
on.
know them.
You don't even know. It will be very difficult for you to know that even it was Ben who has even given us out.
yes,
That is
and then confidentiality,
Confidentiality is there. Your
confidentiality must
identity must be covered.
covered.
You understand? So that one is key. But you see, the part of me, I kept on saying that this part of the world where we live is a different thing altogether. See, there's a saying that what's the name? Yes, a master, know the sport job.
Sure.
Yes, a master, know the sport job. Because we know now that even promotion at your workplace, it's a big deal.
You know.
Sometimes they'll go around and come back to your manager, your direct manager, to recommend you. If you have been challenging him, considering procedures of how will he do that? So you always want to be in the good book of your superior. So if you see anything going wrong, you play aside.
Yeah.
Sometimes you may not be directly involved. You would like to protect your personal integrity, but one way or the other, you accomplish it. Probity and accountability is a serious thing. And you see, when it comes to corruption, when it comes to this whistleblower, it is a whole web that sometimes if you're not careful, you become the victim.
Yeah.
Instead of being the yeah.
Okay, guys, I think the discussion is really getting interesting. I'm really enjoying. It has been a very educative and interesting discussion so far. But unfortunately, we are far behind time. Time is not on our side, and we have to end the session. So we say whistleblowing is necessary. It is very necessary for one to blow the whistle. However, the person may not be entirely safe depending on the environment, which means that you can't be safe and not safe depending on your environment. Thank you guys for joining me here for today's discussion. I really appreciate your time. It's been interesting and it's worth it. And thank you, my lovely viewers, for joining me. See you same time next week on our next discussion. Bye.
Hello.